Hi everyone, in this video I'll be sharing 20 summer dresses under £150, all the latest fashion trends for 2020. If you're new to my channel, hello, thank you so much for finding me. I post fashion, style and beauty videos twice a week on a Wednesday and on a Sunday. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, it would be lovely if you could subscribe. Okay, let's get straight to it and show you everything I found. So in no particular order, the first dress that I found, which I absolutely fell in love with, was the Alli Dress at Sezanne. It's got a plunging neckline, obviously spaghetti straps across the shoulder, but I really like just that tiny sprinkle of gold on the tie waist belt. I really love the width to the skirt portion. I think that's really flattering. And the way that they've done the drop seam with the frill, I think that's a really nice detail. And of course, it's been made from a natural fabric, so really breathable throughout summer. Sezanne as a brand always use recycled packaging, and they're just generally one of my favorite brands. Now, as polka dots are particularly on trend for spring summer 20, I was on a bit of a mission to find the perfect shirt dress in this particular print, and I found a gorgeous one on Hush's website. Now, as a shape, it's a pretty basic shirt dress, but having bought from Hush several times before, I can 100% vouch for them on the quality stakes. You know that fabric is going to be really, really beautiful. And it does look like they've done a really nice cut to the shape, particularly around the chest portion, which isn't skin tight. It's not going to feel too tight in your arms. Styling wise, if I wanted to dress it up a bit, I would probably wear some nice strappy sandals with that. Daytime, I would probably just wear trainers or a nice pair of flat sandals. But looking at it, I think I could also get away with that in autumn, winter as well. Just add a pair of black tights and maybe some nice Western style boots. Lots of options on that dress, so it's definitely making its way into my top 20. Then I headed over to Cos and found this gorgeous, quite structured dress. I thought this would be a great crossover between a day dress, but also something you could absolutely wear to the office. It definitely looks smart enough. Fabric wise, it's been made from a cotton seersucker, and hopefully you can see in this close-up image, it's got a really lovely texture to the fabric. The puff sleeves are obviously hugely on trend this spring, summer, but I really like the fact that it nips in at the waist, and then it looks like you've got quite a bit of room on the hips, so it's not gonna feel too tight there or like a bodycon dress. And at just £79, I think that is definitely the icing on the cake. Heading over to Net-a-Porter now with a collection that I always find far too much I want to buy. Faithful, the brand. So this dress is actually coming in at £144.77. Now, the really nice thing about this particular dress is that across the chest you've got a shirred detail, and then just under the bust you've got that tie bow. Then you've got those little puff sleeves, which I think are really pretty and feminine, and I like the way that they gather in and then just flow out a little bit at the hem. I think that's a nice detail. Fit wise, again, it looks like it's really flattering, going in at the waist and then just skimming gently over the hips. It doesn't look like it's too tight in that area. And of course, it's been made from a beautiful floral print in crepe fabric. Actually, just looking at the Mango collection, there are quite a few pieces I would recommend just from them alone. But if I had to choose one dress from their new collection, it would definitely be this halter neck dress. So obviously, I think the standout element of this particular dress has got to be that neckline. So it's wrapped until you get to the waist section, and then the fabric goes lovely and wide and long until you get to that staggered hem with a bit more frill detail as well. The back is really interesting too. You've got that nice crossover detail, and I'm imagining you could get away with quite a low fitting bra. So you've obviously got the coverage at the front, but you won't see the strap at the back. Styling wise, personally, I would probably only wear this dress with flat sandals, so it's not competing with that dress, it's just in addition to it. Now over to one of my favourites from the more affordable end of the high street, H&M. Now, if I was buying this dress, I would probably take a guess and order it a size down. And my reason being would be to get it fairly tight across my chest section to really get the most out of that gorgeous square neck. Then, of course, from that waistband, it just flows out into a beautiful maxi, but going slightly tighter on the top section will just give you a little bit more shape and definition. I love those frills across the shoulder. I think, again, it's very pretty and very feminine, and made from one of my favorite fabrics, tencel. It's also really sustainable at the same time. And at $49.99, we are definitely below budget, so I'd say absolute winner with that one. Now please don't hate on me for this next dress because it is very, very slightly over budget at £159. So it's from a brand called Rouge, which is a French brand by the influencer Jean Damas. Now though it's available in no less than 10 different colours, I personally would probably go for the blush tone, particularly for spring summer because I want something a little bit lighter looking. Now obviously the design is a traditional wrap dress with those little sleeves. I think that's a hugely flattering shape pretty much for every body shape. Obviously you've got that split so you can see a little bit of leg. It's nipping in really nicely at the waist and giving you a lovely shape at the neckline as well. So today's exchange rate is coming in at £159, which I know, I'm sorry, it's over budget. However, hopefully you agree it's one dress that absolutely had to be included. Redeeming myself now hopefully with this next dress, which came in at £29.99 from Zara. Now it's really nice to see Zara are more and more using sustainable fabrics like lyocell or organic cotton. Now aside from the fabric composition, the other reason I went for this dress was because I thought it looked really, really elegant. So the shape of the chest portion is almost a batwing style. You've got no seams running down here, which just means it will fall really beautifully over your shoulder in a kind of drape fashion. I would more than likely style this dress with either a high heel or a mid, possibly a kitten heel would look quite nice, but I think you definitely need a little bit of height to sort of carry on that elegance of the dress. Now this next dress I actually featured in my How to Dress Like a French Woman video. If you haven't already seen that yet, I will pop a link in the description below so you can watch that after this video. To say I've fallen in love with this dress would be an understatement. I think it is beautiful, and not just for this spring summer, but one of those classic staple pieces you would probably keep in your wardrobe for years. So it's from a brand called Belzec Paris, and if you have a good look through their collection, it's one brand I'd be really interested to do a haul with, so do let me know if that's something you'd like to see. I love the little cap sleeves and the keyhole opening at the back. It's coming in at €120, which is about £100, I believe. But yeah, definitely under our £150 budget, and a beautiful, beautiful dress. Now if you've watched my channel for a while, you've probably gathered that I don't often choose items with prints on them, and typically the one brand which has managed to convince me is Massimo Dutti. I found this gorgeous full-length shirt dress with this very simple, clean lines, quite minimal looking print that I thought it would work really nicely for this spring summer. Now the mane of the dress is a very pretty rose colour, so really quite subtle and gentle. So you've got a Kent collar, buttons up the front, obviously the tie belt at the waistband, and then full length with that split up both sides. Now that one comes in at £119 and is an online exclusive with Massimo Dutti. Little change of scenery. Sorry, I was feeling a bit dizzy stood up, so I've got myself a seat, nice cup of coffee, and ready to show you lots more beautiful dresses for this spring summer 2020. So next up I went over to Anthropologie, which is a brand I really, really love. So my favourite dress I found is this beautiful embroidered mini dress. So as you can see, it's a deep blue tone with contrasting details in embroidery, kind of like an Aztec style. I really like those sleeves. I think that's really pretty. I like how it's just gathering down into the wrist portion. I think the neckline is really pretty as well, how they've left that front placket coming down with the embroidery on top. It looks like the skirt portion has got some really nice gathers and joined at each seam with a rickrack detail, which is really nice. And that one is coming in at £148, so not much change from £150, but probably enough to buy yourself a coffee. Next up, I found this modern and very clean line style dress, very elegant dress by a brand called Lavish Alice. That pop of neon is really on trend for spring summer 20, so I think they've got that spot on. I think the one shoulder detail is very interesting. Shape wise on the dress portion, I think it's beautiful. It's skimming into her waist really nicely and then giving her a lovely silhouette over her hips. So this dress is coming in at just £75, which I was really surprised at, and I think it's really affordable. There is a catch with that, of course, as you would imagine. There is an element, 25% of polyester in there. But for £75 for a really beautiful silhouette of a dress, I think they really deserve to be in my top 20. From very structured occasion wear, going the other end of the scale now to something super chilled out by Free People. And I found this beautiful Havana Tea Dress. It's seamless across the chest, going down to those little cap sleeves with a nice turn up. Obviously full length, and then you've got that deep frill hem with just a little bit of split to show a tiny bit of skin. I would probably style this dress just with a pair of flat sandals. I also think you could add a belt, maybe cinch in the waist a little bit if you feel like you're missing some definition there. But all in all, for £88, I think it's a dress I would probably wear an awful lot throughout summer. Heading over now to one of my favourite British independent brands, Tallulah and Hope. Now I had a hard time choosing between all their dresses actually, because as you can see on my rail, I am a big fan of their collection. But in the end, I decided to go for the long sleeve tunic dress in the print Cake Multi. Now it is top end of our budget, retailing at £150, but with good reason. It's been made from 100% natural satin viscose, which is just going to fall beautifully as you move. Now first of all, I absolutely love the shape of it with those 3/4 length sleeves with the mini. I think it really works well together. It's got side pockets, which we all love in a dress. It's short, but it's not too short, and I think it can easily cross over from day to night. Next up, I headed to Musée Paris and found this beautiful sunflower dress in the sale. Now it was €165 and it's down to $115.50. Aside from that beautiful yellow floral print, I would say the standout element of this dress is that gorgeous open back. I love how you've got that keyhole detail at the front, and then obviously it's a halter neck with the straps going around the back of your neck. So a really nice, slightly longer midi dress that I would love to add to my wardrobe. Now I mentioned this dress recently in my fashion A to Z when I was talking about And Other Stories. Now it's retailing at £75, so really affordable. It's made from lyocell tencel, so really sustainable fabric. And the very nature of this particular style, seersucker, has got a really nice texture to it, which I think adds a nice element to the dress, makes it something a little bit different. I love those puff sleeves. I like how they've left them sheer. I think that's a nice touch. Now I would rather order this a size up and have it a tiny bit big, as I'm not very keen on the bodycon style of dresses. So long as the bust is fitting nicely, I think having a little bit of extra room around your hips is quite flattering. And I think I'd sometimes style this with maybe a skinny belt. I've got one in black patent that I got from Reiss. I think there's a few different options of how I would wear this dress, with heels or with flats. So pretty versatile, I would say, for your wardrobe. A very classic, timeless and elegant dress next that I found on Whistle's website. This one is in the sale, down from £149 to £111.75 to be exact. Now although this is available in a couple of different colours, I went for the navy because I thought it would last the longest in my wardrobe. You got that slightly batwing shape to the short sleeves, and then the keyhole detail at the chest. And it's got a really nice showing detail around the waistband to give you a bit more definition. The skirt portion looks like it's been cut on the bias, so it'll give you a really nice shape to your hips. It's just a really classic, timeless, elegant dress that I think would work for lots of different occasions. Having a look at next now, and I found this really lovely blue tencel utility dress for just £38. This would be an everyday staple for me throughout summer that I know I could wear on a day-to-day basis. Obviously you've got the buttons all the way down the front and the utility pockets either side, and then of course you've got that tie waist at the middle. It looks like they've done the tencel quite lightweight, so really lovely for spring summer. Now back to Mango again, and I'm very excited to see they've launched a committed collection, not only using sustainable fabrics, but the processes are more ethical as well. So from that collection I found this long open work dress in a beautiful tone of sage green. So design wise, a really nice shape to the dress. I like that deep V at the front lined in those frills. I think that's a nice detail. The staggered hems with gentle gathers will give it a nice movement as you walk. Both the lining and the main fabric are made from 100% cotton, which is really nice to see, but it can equally just be thrown in the washing machine, which is good to know. A great dress for daytime through spring summer. And last but not least, in my 20 summer dresses under £150, I headed over to Matches Fashion and found this gorgeous floor length dress by Rat & Boa. Now this has been made from a featherweight floral print georgette fabric, which you know is going to feel beautiful on your body but also fall beautifully as a dress as well. I really like that sweetheart neckline and those little puff sleeves, and though the split is quite high, it's still got that very understated Parisian sexy feel to it. It's retailing at £145, and like all the dresses I have featured in this video, all the links will be in the description box below. If you like this video and it's given you a bit of inspiration of what dresses to buy for this spring summer 20, it'd be wonderful if you can give the video a thumbs up, and also if you're not already subscribed, that would be lovely too. Don't miss Sunday's video where I will be sharing how to create the look on more of a budget of one of my favourite fashion style icons. Have a great week and I shall see you then.